Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Oh, so.
So, you look very dapper today. I see that you're wearing a lot of the medals that you have received during your service in World War II, and you're wearing your Veterans of Foreign Wars hat. We will talk about your military service later, but can you tell me a little bit about the beginning when you were born in Folsom, California? Your family moved to Sacramento, but several years ago, around the neighborhood where the laundry building was, and maybe where you lived, there are two streets in Folsom. One is called Fong Court.
Which one?
Fong Court, and there is another street called Fong Street. And what the museum staff told me was that these two streets are named after the Fong family. Is that your family?
Yes, Fong's Court.
Some people must have thought very highly of your family to name two streets after your family. Mm-hmm. So it'll be there for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. What high school did you go to?
Sacramento High.
You went to Sacramento High School. You graduated in 1944. Mm-hmm. And then you went into the service.
Uh-huh.
You got drafted into the Army in 1944. What happened in 1942, 43, around that time, is that Japan captured the Philippines, the island of the Philippines.
Our Air Force got coordinated. They were doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. So we went down to New Guinea, and they said, "We don't need you guys." They left. So New Guinea, Hollandia, and Finch Haven, we left for the Philippines. We went to Leyte.
Yes, Leyte.
Tacloban. We didn't. They didn't need us because we were doing pretty good. Leyte, then we went across the sea, went to Luzon, where Manila was. Mm-hmm. So that's where we got off the ship, Manila Bay, Harper, and went to a replacement depot. That's where lots of things happened there, and a lot of things I can't verify, but we come back from New Guinea up to Manila.
The Battle of Luzon, from what I understand, lots of smaller battles, but it was the second largest battle in the Pacific. Very few people really don't know that, but a lot of casualties.
Yeah, well, the place that the most, we were lucky to come back, Baliti Pass is where our general got killed. Oh. He didn't play it smart. But sometimes you could do only so much.
Right, there you could only do so much. Now, I understand that you had one of your jobs that you were assigned.
I got a good job.
You got a good job. Tell me about your good job.
With the bad one.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Well, I had to run messenger even up to the forward OP. That's where the officer go early in the morning and map out what to do. And lots of artillery, mortars, not counting. I didn't get that close to, but I hear sniper all over, but I'm lucky, really lucky.
You were really lucky. So, in those days I heard they referred to you as a runner. You were a runner, and you carried messages
Yeah,
from this point up to where the officers were. What do you remember? I mean, how far did you have to go? Do you know? Do you?
I'll tell you something. I'm not sure you call how far, but I got lost more than, coming back. Even the officers got lost.
What was the ground, the terrain like? Was it mountains, jungle? Was it a highway, a road that you went, or did you have to kind of have a secret way to get from point A to point B?
Well, they had road, but it's not smart to take the road.
Right. So what did you do?
They call it Highway 5.
Yes, Highway 5. I saw that on a map.
You go Highway 5, and then the enemy on the other side of the gully, canyon and different. You get ambush. Lost a lot of people.
You told part of your story to your daughter, Lana, many years ago. Can I read something that you wrote that you told her about this? It might refresh your memory. It says, you were in San Jose in May of 1945. You were informed that headquarters needed a runner, someone to take messages to the forward observation post. That's where the officers were planning the day, right?
Sometimes they go to the forward OP, and I have to go look for the officer.
Well, it was interesting. You also wrote the enemies, I'm assuming that was the Japanese you were talking about, were able to intercept radio messages.
They do all the time.
And they cut the telephone lines. So headquarters decided they wanted somebody who was small in stature and someone who could move fast. The drawback was that all of us Asians looked alike.
Yeah.
I agreed, and I was assigned to be a runner. I mean, were you ever mistaken by the American or Filipino troops to be Japanese? Did anybody ever think you were Japanese?
I don't know why, but I've been threatened by all kind, you know. But I ignore it because it's just part of the. I didn't have too much problem, considering. In fact, I got some good among the bad. I I can't complain.
There were a lot of people from Sacramento area who served.
Yeah, I forgot, but like Chan, VFW member. I was in the 2nd Battalion, he was in the 3rd, but, well, it's just one day, we was up in the front line, stranger there come by. We had a break at the service, come back from the front line, and there was Subun Chan, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He come back from the service, and there was classmate from Lincoln School.
Oh, from Lincoln School, elementary school.
Yeah.
That must have been quite a surprise to see him.
Really. So, and after that, on and off, we were close together. I remember being in Nagoya. That's in Honshu Island,
Yes, in Japan.
Japan. After occupation, he came back. That's where I took that picture.
Oh, with General Eisenhower?
It's a little confusing.
That particular Battle of Luzon, like I said, was the 2nd largest battle in the Pacific. Even more casualties, more people injured. You're very lucky to come back alive.
Yeah.
Considering one of those jobs you had, that you had to physically take messages, and I remember hearing you say once to somebody that there were many times you thought, this is it. I might not come back. I might not get back to where I started. It must have been very scary.
I got sick. I did leave with the regular troop.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go on a evacuation hospital boat.
A hospital boat.
Meet them in Japan.
Yes, because after the battle, the U.S. and Philippine resistance troops were successful in 1945 in recapturing the Philippines and defeating the Japanese. Your unit was then assigned, I understand, to go to Japan.
Yeah, that's what we were, occupation.
And during the occupation. So you met up with your fellow troops, but you went through the hospital ship and went to Japan.
Yeah.
How long did you stay in Japan?
About a year.
Oh, about a year.
Well, I got a special assignment.
What was it?
It's almost like a policeman. Almost like a lot of people don't know it. I didn't even know it, but because I did good job while I was in the Philippines, seems like I got a reward. Dining room orderly, they call it.
Dining room orderly.
Yep. It's like you go to a good restaurant, there's a maitre d',
Yes.
whatever it's called. 12-hour on, 36-hour off is my time to, and the best part of it is I got paid for it. I actually,
On those 36 hours off, you got paid.
yeah, I got paid.
Yeah. Recently, you got a Congressional Gold Medal.
Oh yeah, I got it. And,
Yes. You got a Congressional Gold Medal that was given to you and given to many, many Chinese Americans who were
Thank
who
you.
served in World War II.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you more than deserve this. Here, why don't you hold on to it? Can you hold it? Why don't you hold it? Yeah, you hold it.
Hey. Thank you.
Well, it's well deserved. You know, have you ever talked or spoken to your family about your experience during the war? Have they ever asked you questions?
Okay, while the kids were growing up, I tried not to. I didn't want them to get the idea that it's good to be a hero and go into service. So we didn't encourage them. We didn't tell them.
Yeah. You had a very active life after you were discharged. You got to Marysville, came back down to Sacramento. Somewhere after you came back, you got discharged from the service. You told me you went back to China. Why did you go back to China? To find a bride?
But basically, that was the idea. At that time, if I can get married and stuff, been all right. If not, I just go for. I had relatives over there.
And did they help you?
My father had a sister living in Kowloon at that time. Since then they came over.
So you found a good woman for a bride,
Oh,
brought her to Sacramento, and raised a family. How many children did you raise with your wife?
there's Lana, Dana, Robert Jr., Grant, and Leslie, and then Dale got into an accident years ago.
So there were 6 children. Unfortunately, you lost one child many years ago in an accident. One girl and the rest were boys. And you have a wonderful family. Your daughter Lana told me that in addition, you have 3 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. You're a great-grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're very proud of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're all good kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They all got job to do.
They can take you to your favorite restaurant, which is...
Oh, we go different
You
ones.
go to different ones, but
I don't go too often.
But I heard recently you went and spent your 96th birthday, which was just a few weeks ago, at Jade Fountain in Sacramento. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service,
Good.
sir.
Okay.
Robert Fong.
Oh, and that must be the Congressional Gold Medal.